Hey guys, Tom Camp from Digital Recording School, where artists, producers, and engineers go to learn how to achieve radio-ready recordings. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about the 3 different ways that you can track bass and how your performance will change the way the bass sounds tonality-wise within your mix. So there's a couple of different ways that you can play bass. The first is finger pluck, just finger picking. It's called a plucked style bass. And then the other is using a guitar pick. I prefer using like a heavier pick. Now I tend to prefer using a pick when I track bass because number one, it makes the editing process easier because it gives me a more clear transient to tab to when I'm chopping things up to quantize them to the drums. But it also has a little bit more bite. So it's kind of cool. It almost naturally kind of EQs it to a place where it's going to sit in the mix a little better. And then of course the third option is just slap bass. So yeah, so you can do different things like that. So I'm going to track the song and we're going to hear the difference in the way it kind of sounds and reacts with the rest of the song. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the finger picked style. Let's see. Okay, so that sounded cool. To me, it's just a little bit too round sounding. It's a little tubby sounding in the bottom end. Now I'll do it with a pick. So that sounded a little better, a little bit more bitey. It had a little bit more grit to it. And now we'll do the slap bass. And for this, I'm gonna turn my compressor on. Just kind of give it a little bit more smack. And now let's hear how that sounds. 2, 3. Alright, so that's cool. It gives it a little bit more smack, a little bit more bite. I was clipping on the way in going in there, so if I was to track it that way, I'd adjust my gain level and stuff like that. But I really just wanted to show you guys the difference and the importance of just selecting how you kind of perform on the bass. So for this song, it's a little bit more of like a old R&B style, kind of Motown-esque kind of thing. So naturally, the slap bass gives like a little bit more of that kind of stylistic approach that would be needed there, as opposed to the finger pick bass is a little bit more round. And then of course with the pick, it has a little bit kind of a both. That's why I prefer using a pick, because for 9 times out of 10 in the depending on the genre that you're recording, picked bass just tends to sound a little bit better in a mix, in my opinion. And I know that some people might disagree with me. But then the slap bass, obviously when the style calls for it, you give the song what the song calls for. So yeah, I really hope this quick tip helped you, and drop a comment below.